In 2016, the first Tesla imported into Singapore was carbon taxed.
Why am I getting charged a CVS $15,000? I should be getting $30,000 rebate.
2018 saw this tweet from Elon Musk, which led to a series of back-and-forth rebuttals from the city-state. 3 years on, Tesla's Singapore sales portal launched, allowing locals to own one without paying premium import prices. Why is Singapore embracing electric vehicles now? Beyond climate savings lies a host of social, economic, and innovation benefits. But will electric vehicles be the next massive growth driver for Singapore? China, Europe, and the United States account for more than 90% of EVs in the world today. Southeast Asia, the fifth largest automotive industry in the world, is lagging behind. But this is about to change. Thailand, the Detroit of Asia, aims to produce 750,000 EVs yearly by 2030. Indonesia's 23% global reserve of nickel, the largest in the world, is attracting interest from Tesla, LG, Toyota, and Grab. Countries are vying for the crown of ASEAN's EV hub. Where does Singapore stand? It's reviving its automobile industry, partnering Hyundai to produce 30,000 EVs by 2025. But there's more.
In terms of EV uptake, Singapore, not only in this region, Southeast Asia, but globally is doing extremely well. We ourselves have deployed more than 100 fast charging chargers for public vehicles. But also there's been some really good world firsts. One is the 12-meter autonomous bus launched by NTU and Volvo, where we are charging that in just 3 to 5 minutes. And also PSA deploying for automated guided vehicles. Asia Pacific is definitely a little bit further behind Europe and the Americas, China in terms of EV adoption, probably about 3 to 4 years, I would say. Singapore's competitive advantage is really to focus on R&D and providing innovative solutions.
I think the fundamental technologies when it comes to electrification, electric transport are transferable from one industry to another. So it's important to have the right building blocks that can be used for many different applications. The electric drivetrain, for example, needs to be really completely redesigned for applications in EV. But once you have the powertrain, which is electric, you could use similar powertrains for applications in delivery robots or even urban air mobility.
Professor Subodh has been leading energy research since 2008, and electrification is emerging as a key driving force.
The same platform that is used for a battery management system in an electric vehicle could be used for a battery management system on a hovercraft. That gives you economies of scale, that gives you leverage from the perspective of your design efforts and overall system costs. So it is really the transferability of the platform technologies from electric vehicles to other applications is very attractive.
For example, payment platforms for vending machines can be used to pay for electric charging too.
Before the EV charging, our core business was in providing unattended payments for vending machines. We helped the Temasek Foundation with their mass distribution. We probably are one of the broadest payments in the whole of ASEAN. We have support in about 5 countries with 28 different e-wallets.
Beep provides a single unified plug-and-play solution that gives different machines a standardized interface.
The whole APAC region over the next 3 years expected to install over 300,000 charging stations. And we found that actually the current charging experience is quite fragmented. Just as a regular EV driver, you might have to download 8 apps just to complete your commute just within Singapore. So our goal is to really tap on the established UI infrastructure and see how we can apply that to EV charging.
And Terence thinks more parties will benefit from the charging station boom.
I see in future malls may offer quite a lot of quirky rewards programs. So maybe you can spend about $100 at the mall and then you can get free EV charging. You can have more like Starbucks or some cafes at the petrol stations to get consumers to charge there. And then they can offer some fast charger which takes about 10 to 15 minutes to charge.
But first, the charging landscape in Singapore needs to be built up, and quickly.
Charge Plus aims to be a leading electric vehicle charging solution provider for Singapore and the region. As the green mobility arm of Sunseap Group, we see tremendous synergies and benefits from that relationship. So very often we go up to the same landlord customer and they tell us that they have installed some form of clean energy solutions and now they want to add EV charging solutions to their premises.
And Charge Plus is banking on innovation to power its growth, from ultra-slim chargers to a subscription-based payments model.
Charge Plus is very interested to serve a gamut of market segments. These include residential, commercial industrial buildings, as well as the fleet operators.
Greening public transport can greatly reduce carbon emissions and bring economic benefits too. Every electric bus replacing a diesel one can save up to $31,000 in terms of health, noise pollution, and fuel reserves. Singapore's public train system is fully electrified. 60 electric buses will be deployed this year, and by 2040, all public buses will be electric.
It makes good sense for fleet owners to lead the charge in electrification, because if you think about how fleet vehicles are used, they're very constant in the mileage they do and the routes they take, and that makes it easier to make the transition. They'll be in a position to achieve the operational efficiencies that electric vehicles offer. I mean, the typical story with transitioning to electric vehicles is you pay more up front and then you save down the track. The obvious one is fuel. It's roughly sort of 50% less. And then there's operations and maintenance savings as well.
And new business models between electric vehicles and power grids are emerging.
I have my vehicle, I have its maintenance looked after, I have all the taxes dealt with, and I also have the power charging dealt with through the power company. I think we'll see more of those mobility as a service, but electrified mobility as a service type models emerging.
China took 10 years and massive government subsidies to emerge as the industry leader in the EV space. Singapore is pushing for more private forces to grow the EV ecosystem, latching on the potential of related industries, from payments to solar energy to IoT and charging infrastructure. EVs are here to stay. How this shift impacts traditional auto manufacturing, oil sectors, and job losses needs to be considered carefully. And while electric cars may have the largest economic potential, the impact of a clean and accessible public transport will set the road for a more sustainable future.